Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie. I hope you have yourself a fantastic day, and I hope you have a great Thanksgiving weekend for those of you in the United States. Today, for my friend and yours, Mark T, we're going to crack open a box of Murders at Karlov Manor Collector and a Bloomborough box. This is the battle of things that have been. And we're gonna see if we can get some value out of this stuff. Mark went to my website, KitchenTableTCG.com. He purchased some boxes. He put in the order notes to open these boxes on camera, and here we are, Mark. So I hope it goes well. I looked up the EV of Murders at Karlov Manor. It's sitting about $175 a box for value, and then for Bloomborough, sitting about $155. That's cards above 50 cents. We're really looking for 3 Tree City for Bloomborough, and then some of those showcase special guest things. But man, it's been a while since I have opened Bloomborough. This was one of my store's absolute favorite things to draft and to play sealed. Here we have the Azure Beast Binder. Oh, and a Ledger Shredder off the rip, a special guest Ledger Shredder. Let's go. That's a good start. That's a good start. And then you get the art card, of course. This was one of my stores, like by far this year, their favorite draft experience. Those guys played the absolute heck out of this set. They did a league. They really, the limited environment in this set was super, super fun because it was low to the ground, you know, typical Magic the Gathering. It was, not super flashy, not super fancy, not super difficult. A lot of just like creatures battling it out, and it was cute and it was fun, and people really like this set. And it's good to have a set like this within the yearly rotation that is really basic Magic. I think is really important. You know, we also had Foundations this year. 3. I see a 3 tree. I don't think it's a land though. 3 Tree Root Weaver back there, and a Storm Splitter, our second, I guess, mythic there. But people really like the limited environment of this set. It seems like the excitement for Magic the Gathering product, though, doesn't last very long, as since this set's release, we have had at least 2 major releases. I'm starting to wonder if maybe it's actually 3. We had Foundations, we had Duskmourn. I think that's everything since then. So we've had 2 major releases since this already, which doesn't seem too long ago that we were drafting this and playing pre-release on this and doing this. So the excitement has died down because, again, things move very quickly. I don't think there's any expensive uncommons or commons. I'm going to send him all the cards anyway, but I don't think in this set there are any expensive uncommons or commons. Murders at Karlov Manor, when we get there, though, is a little bit more wild because, man, that thing is spiky. Like, this set has so many cards within the $10 price point. There's no, like, huge hitters. We're not getting hardly any mythics here. But I forget how play boxes are very spread. They're very wide. But the value on this set is full of a bunch of $10 cards. I was surprised when I was looking it up. The EV is really wide. It's not as spiky as some of the other boxes we've seen. Alania Divergent Swarm there. It's not as wide as some of the other boxes we've seen. It's not as spiky. It's pretty wide. There's a lot of those $10 cards. A lot of those things that are in and out. So there's a lot of value here. But that 3 Tree City, I think in order to make money, you have to hit a 3 Tree City. I don't know that it's possible without the 3 Tree City, unless you're, piecing out every single card, below. When I run my EV numbers, Patchwork Banner, that one actually might have some value. At release, it did. I don't know if that's still expensive. Manifold Mouse, Warren War Leader, 3rd mythic of the box. Yeah, so this is one of those things where, like, when Magic comes out with this many sets, you don't really, unless you're really playing limited, you don't really get to know the set super deep. Storm Chaser's Talent there. And a Blooming Blast. Especially when there's just so many sets coming out all at once. We've had now Duskmourn. We've had Foundations, and the hype and the excitement moves to these other things. It's hard to really get into one set like this, which is why I always encourage people to go to your local game store and really hop into the limited play experiences. This set people absolutely loved playing limited. I don't know what it was about it. I think I go back to the idea that people like to play more on the ground Magic, where they feel like they're controlling, creatures and things like that. Innkeeper's Talent, this was a pretty big one in the set. I think that one's one of the more expensive of the rares. Congrats on that, Mark. But people, getting to really play on the ground with creatures, moving them around on the battlefield and attacking and doing things. People like to do that more than they like to do the kind of spiky games where you just, you're not doing as much. And so I think that's one of the reasons that this limited experience was so much fun. But I gotta tell you, we had people, for weeks playing limited. They wanted to draft this set a month after release. They were like, still, hey, can we get back to drafting Bloomberg? We don't want to do it. Like, I like to throw in fun drafts for people. Like, I don't like to just do like what's in standard. We like to do, I love this frames and those artworks. So beautiful. We don't like to like just stick with like drafting whatever the most recent sets are. I like to throw back like we did an original Ixalan draft. We do original Amonkhet a couple of weeks ago. Oh, there it is, the 3 Tree Cities. So that's like a 25 to, I think that basic version is like $25. There's different art for all these, which is super cool. That's a big hit though. Like that sets you up pretty well for an EV of a box right there. To hit one of those 3 Tree Cities, I think is super important. If you can get 2 of them, which you definitely can, they're rares. Like we're going to see some duplicate rares. So you could certainly get a duplicate 3 Tree City, which would be amazing. Yigra, Eater of All, really cool cat. There's a lot of value based around that. And then, like I said, there's a lot of those $10 cards. This is a good set for cracking. The problem is, I think a lot of people do that. I think this is one of those more popular sets, kind of like Wilds of Eldraine, where people just keep cracking it. Festival of Embers. Wilds of Eldraine, the EV of that set is nuts. The gold wizards in my Discord server eat up Wilds of Eldraine and Jumpstart 2022, Vren the Relentless, and now Jumpstart Foundations are things that people for EV have been absolutely killing on. Bloomburrow, though, for certain was there for a while. And the commander on this product is also nuts. Commander is pretty much out everywhere. And this set is weird because you can't, this is where they change things. You can't pull any of the commander cards in the play boxes. Ooh, I love that artwork. You can't pull any of the commander cards at all in the play boxes. I guess they change that more with like outlaws, but so when you have commander decks now that are out of stock, and you can't get them anywhere at distro, the prices of the commander cards have gone absolutely nuts. See, there's a duplicate for the rare, the Clement, because we pulled one in foil and non-foil. So we can still get another 3 Tree City, which is what I think the goal here is. If you're just cracking for values, like get at least 1, and then you win if you get 2. Ooh, Season of Gathering. I like this cycle, the season cycle. I love cycles in sets because that's like the type of stuff that gets you to really remember a set. I think when you look back at the history of Magic the Gathering and what you remember about sets, those cycle cards tend to be something that I think do really good on giving people like a memorable experience with the set. Krulaw's Heist. I love that artwork. This showcase, I think, was my favorite showcase. Leave a comment in the comment section. What's your favorite showcase frame from the year? Like the Duskmorn ones, where it's like the TV, the retro frame TV. Like the Bloomburrow ones, where it's like, a storybook kind of thing. What were some of the other ones? I can't even think about some of the other ones. I'm curious on like what I used to not like that they did a different frame. I almost wanted them to have like one Magic the Gathering showcase frame that was iconic, that we would remember, that we would, that would be across the board. But I've really come around to the different showcase frames. Valley Rockcaller and a Stormcatch Mentor. Okay. So all in all, this box seems a little bit light on the mythic side. We're almost done with the Bloomberg box. Seems a little bit light on the Mythic side, but you did get a 3-tree city. So that sets you up pretty good. Again, I don't think there's much value in the uncommons, commons. Scavenger's Talent, and a Hugs Gristly Guardian. But even this, we haven't gotten the Moth, the Moth card, Mothra, which is the big Mythic pull. This seems like a pretty medium box opening. Maybe Murders will be better to us. There's some interesting pulls in Murders. Scrap Shooter. But I wanted to talk about how, man, we have moved on from these sets. It seems like the attention, even if you look up sold listings on TCG Player, I mean, the attention for Magic sets just dies. It just completely dies when new releases come out and everybody moves on to the fancy new things. And I think Bloomburrow is one of those ones where if you have the opportunity to revisit it in a limited experience or in a draft, or, you know, maybe on Black Friday, you can use my TCG Player affiliate link, grab a box from TCG Player, get your 5% back or whatever it is, 10% back, and enjoy cracking a box of it. Like, I think this set is super fun and there's a lot of really cool stuff in it. I do think that there's a reprint coming of the Commander decks, so I would not advise that you buy the Commander decks right now, because I do think there's a reprint coming in December, I believe, is the conversation from Distro. But that being said, if you can play limited for this set, oh man, it is, in my opinion, the best limited set of the year. Very fun, very thematic. I played, I called it my Trash Panda deck. It's just, oh, double Fountain Port there. The Trash Pandas are the Gruul build, and you can go back and forth, and you're just doing all sorts of stuff. Your turns are just full of fun, and you're setting yourself up, and you're making decisions on what to block because you want to keep your certain number of pandas out. Dragon Call, there we go. That's a good mythic. The Bird Dragon. Aren't all dragons kind of birds? Right? I mean, all dragons fly. Aren't all dragons just a little bit like a bird? Do we really need to call it the Bird Dragon? Mistville, Mistbreath Elder. All right, coming to the close of this box. I think you did pretty good. You got the 3-tree city. You got the Dragonhawk. Let's see if we can get one more mythic here. I wanted a Mothra. There's the Trash Tactician. The raccoons, man, it's so much fun. Ooh, and a Glarb. All right, we missed the mythic showcase. The Glarb's not a huge hit, but hey, we got a mythic showcase. 2 packs left, Mark, and then we will get into Murders at Karlov Manor, where there are some more spiky spikes there. Man, there are some expensive cards, but they are hard to pull. The Mentor. And last pack here, come on, give us another 3-tree city. Give us one of those showcase foil 3-tree cities. No, the Tender Wild Guide. All right, Mark. All in all, a decent box. If you missed that 3-tree city, I think you were going to be rough, but you hit it. A couple other rares there that had some value. Like I said, a lot of $5 to $10 cards in this set, which is pretty good for a Magic set to have that kind of wide pull rate. It works out pretty well if that's what you're doing. All right, let's get into Murders at Karlov Manor, a set that has not been super well loved. This is the opposite. This is a box, the opposite box openings here. Bloomburrow, a set that everybody loved. Murders at Karlov Manor, a set that everybody kind of hated. Karlov Manor, an EV, cards above 50 cents of $175. And you're really looking for some of those, the lands are very expensive because not that many people open these. Sharp Eye, a rookie here. A lot of these cards aren't going to have a ton of value. The ones that are the, what are they called? The hidden ink ones. Those are where some of the money is. Judith, Carnage Carnosaur, Mob Verdict. That's from the Commander set. Leyline of the Guild Pack, a great card. Man, everybody was hunting that at first. Sharp-Eyed Rookie, and an Unauthorized Exit. Okay, so this set is wild because I don't think very many people open it. simply because they don't enjoy it, which creates some arbitrage for those of you who do like to crack open packs for value. Oh, there we go. Already off the rip, we get a hidden ink card. Okay, so if you look at like there, you see the legendary, but of course, handsome genius. Those are a hidden ink card. I don't have it in front of me what that's worth. I'm guessing that's still upwards of like a $30-$40 card. Those hidden ink cards are really cool. I don't think they're as cool as like, I don't know, those are not fracture foils because they don't look that different in a sleeve. And there's one of our site, or not sites, sorry, that's sorcery, one of our lands. The hidden ink cards I think would have done better if it was a little less hidden. One of the things that I love on fracture foils is like, man, they pop out and it's like boom, right in your face. You can tell it's different. But a card like that, it's really cool. I like that they did like the hidden ink thing. I think it's a interesting. There's an urgent necropos. I can't pronounce it. That's our first. Oh, I guess our second mythic because of the hidden ink card. But man, they're not as good as fracture foil because you can't tell, in the sleeve that the card is special. So there's not that kind of big, chase to it or show it off. There's the Trostani 3 Whispers, another mythic there, and another Thundering Thaws. All right, so those are like $20 to $30 cards. The lands, which is crazy. There's another one, Underground Mortuary. So you're sitting at like $75 in value already in those 3 cards. This is where this set is crazy, where it's absolutely crazy how much value there is in the lands. And again, I think a lot of that is because nobody opens it. Nobody goes to the game store and is excited about opening Murders at Karlov Manor. It's just not. Like, nobody really liked this set. The limited experience was different. It doesn't have that nostalgia. This is what I was saying with Bloomborough. It has that nostalgia. Like, you go back to it. You want to open a pack because you remember the cards you opened in Limited because you had such a fun time playing Limited. I don't talk to anybody who had a good time playing Murders Limited and who really enjoys the set. And so it requires you then, it requires the market to scale up on pricing on some of the cards, like these lands, because you don't see them being opened as much, which is such an interesting dynamic in the Magic the Gathering world. A commercial district, another one of the lands. The one you really want is the Undercity Sewers, is the highest value one. I think that's played in maybe like a legacy deck. Audience with Trostani. But all right, we've got 5 packs left. Mark, thank you so much for letting me open stuff for you. Again, if anybody wants box opening videos on the channel, you can just go to the website KitchenTableTCG.com, and when your order notes, just add that you want me to open it for you on the channel, and we can do that. Doppelgang, I love that card. I love a good Simic steal your stuff card. It's one of my favorite mechanics in Magic. I don't know, man. You've got 3 mythics. You got a lot of the lands, but you've got 3 mythics. It's not the best. Here's another Trostani 3 Whispers. That's not the best. Oh, and here's our mythic pack. Duskana, the Rage Mother, Relive the Past, and a Cryptics, and a Deuce. I don't know. Murders doesn't do it for me. This set, I'm not gonna lie, not my favorite set. But again, I do think if you're opening for some value, there is some ways, especially how cheap these boxes are on the marketplaces, there are some ways to make some money off of this. I think that's what Mark is planning here to hit. He's hit 4 lands. Let's see if we can get 6 lands. If we can get 6 lands, that would be amazing. Intrude the Mind, Audience with Trostani, Experiment 12, Inheritance, there's another mythic, Barbed Servitor, and Slice from the Shadows. All right, last pack. We need a double dual land here. That cycle lands so good. Lost in the Maze. There's one. Thundering Falls, Sophia, Phoenix, and a commercial district. We did it in the close, baby. Curse to Kill. We did it. So in the close, we get 2 of the lands. So you get 6 of these. This is pretty good. These are, I mean, like I said, like average, decent value cards. A lot of the money in the set is based on these $15 to $25 basically for them. Mythics you were a little shy on. I feel like a little in a collector box getting 7 mythics. It's a little shy on the mythic side, but not all the money's based on the mythics anyway. And then this Aliquist Prophet Master Sleuth, the hidden ink card, your big chase there. Everybody, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you have yourself a fantastic weekend. If you do shop on TCG Player on Black Friday, make sure to use the affiliate link that's in the description of my videos, please. That does help a ton. We are selling a bunch of stuff on TCG Player this weekend. It's going to be a crazy weekend. Hope you guys have yourself a fantastic day. Be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video. Mark, thank you so much for letting me open up your boxes.